Tonight on Gravitas, we tell you all about a mission so audacious that it mirrored the most daring Israeli raids in modern history, one that could have been the fuse to one of the most explosive confrontations in West Asia, triggering a full-scale regional war. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had planned a high-stakes military strike on Iran's nuclear facilities beginning as early as next month. And this was not just any other drill. It consisted of a plan complete with airstrikes, commandos, based on a Syria-style raid conducted by Israel last September. But US President Donald Trump blocked the plan, instead choosing to pivot towards diplomacy with Tehran. The Trump administration made it clear to Israel that there was no green light for the strikes, at least not yet. And according to reports, the Israeli government had drawn up various plans to bomb Iranian nuclear sites in the month of May, just weeks from now, aiming to delay Tehran's nuclear weapons capability by at least a year or possibly more. But here's the caveat. Israel needed American support, not just to defend Israel from Iranian retaliation, but also to ensure that an Israeli attack was successful. For the plan, Israel had sought America's most devastating bunker-busting bomb, a 30,000-pound bunker buster that could reach deep depths beneath Iran's mountainous nuclear sites. And along with the airstrikes, Netanyahu also wanted to execute commando raids at the nuclear sites with the help of the US. In a nutshell, this was a far more ambitious version of the recent operation in Syria. Last year, Israeli commandos, remember, flew by helicopter into Syria, rappelled into an underground Hezbollah bunker, and obliterated it. That operation combined airstrikes, special forces, rapid mobilization. While it was successful, it's important to remember that Syria is not Iran. Iran is larger, better defended, far more armed. Unlike Hezbollah's facilities in Syria, Iran's nuclear sites are scattered across the country, heavily fortified and buried deep underground. And attacking them is not just about firepower. It's about geography, logistics, consequences. The nuclear sites, after all, are located thousands of kilometers from Israel. And unlike Syria, this is not a neighbor-to-neighbor operation. The closest flight path between Israel and Iran spanning over 900 kilometers. Most of Iran's nuclear infrastructure is over 2,000 kilometers away, and that distance complicates just about everything. In fact, Saudi Arabia and Jordan have made it clear that they would not grant Israel or the US their air bases for any operation against Iran. One alternative would require Israeli warplanes to fly along the Red Sea, circle around Yemen and Oman, and hit targets along Iran's southern coast. A one-way trip of nearly 4,700 kilometers. The other option, and the fastest access to northern Iranian sites, is through Syria and Iraq. But let's just zoom out for now. Like we said earlier, Iran is not Syria, it's not Hezbollah. It's a regional superpower in military terms. With an arsenal of ballistic missiles, explosive drones, proxy militias spread from Lebanon to Iraq, Iran's arsenal including ballistic missiles that can strike targets over 1,700 kilometers away. If Iran were attacked, it wouldn't just retaliate against Israel. It has made it clear it would strike American bases. Now, after abandoning the commando raid plan, Israeli and US officials pivoted to discuss a week-long bombing campaign beginning in early May. And that plan included airstrikes to eliminate Iranian air defenses that could clear the path for deeper strikes on Iran's nuclear sites. Netanyahu's last-minute trip to the White House earlier this month reportedly was to persuade and push Trump for a go-ahead on the strikes against Iran's nuclear facilities. But inside the Trump administration, opinion was sharply divided. On one side, CENTCOM Commander General Michael Kurilla and the National Security Advisor Mike Waltz advocated for support. They explored scenarios. They reviewed logistics. They even examined possible US strikes should Trump decide to authorize them. But others within the administration urged caution. The US Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, assessed that a strike on Iran would invite retaliation not just against Israel but against America as well, leading to a wider conflict. And she wasn't alone, by the way. US Vice President J.D. Vance, Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, all sided with restraint. And their warning was clear. Supporting Netanyahu's plan could unleash a chain reaction no one could control. And in the end, Trump agreed. He shelved the plan and chose diplomacy. And Trump even used his meeting with Netanyahu to announce that the United States would instead enter talks with Iran to limit its nuclear ambitions. So the next question tonight is not just about one strike that did not happen, it's about the next move. Iran is a country prepared for war, and if diplomacy fails this Saturday in the talks between the US and Iran, the fallout would not just be in Tehran or Tel Aviv for that matter, it could spread across West Asia. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.